What's going on, everybody? My name is Drew and I like to draw cartoons. Welcome back to yet again another drawing and ranking video. This was going to be very different to anything that I've done before. This one is going to be me drawing and ranking the top 6 villains of 2024 so far that we've seen in media. But this one does have another little twist to it. I'm going to be drawing and ranking these villains, but as Bluey characters. Right when I thought of this concept, I knew I had to do it. The idea of taking these villains, these very intimidating at times, very scary at times villains, and translating to such a fun, colorful, and softer children's show cartoon style was a concept that I had in my head recently, and I had to give it a try. Before we dive in, please make sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, and follow me on Letterboxd. And this is just going to be like any other drawing and ranking video. I'm going to be going through the ranking as I go along. I'm going to be talking about the ranking, why I have them in this spot, and then also talking about the drawing as we go along. And this time it's just going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be movies. It's going to be about specific characters, specifically the top villains of 2024. And when I say the top villains in 2024, that doesn't limit to just movies. That also is going to be including shows. I don't watch as many shows as I do movies, but there have been some great shows this year so far. So we are going to be including some awesome villains that we've seen in shows and in movies. We're now diving into this list, and at the number 6 spot, I have Proximus Caesar from Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. This character was so cool. I loved seeing him on all the posters and all the marketing, and then seeing him on screen was awesome. Kevin Durant gave an incredible performance. I also loved seeing all the press they were doing where he was talking about the process of becoming an ape and ape school and all that. That's all awesome. But the reason why Proximus is a little bit lower is because we simply just didn't get enough of him. We don't see him until way into the second half of the film, and then his screen time is still, again, very limited. And we don't really know a whole lot about his past. And I'm hoping that we may get to see him more in sequels. I don't think he actually did die at the end. I think there's a chance he will be coming back. So that's all very exciting, and I would love to see more of his character. And that's why he's on this list. So for the drawing, as a Bluey character, it's a little bit tough to try to turn a monkey or an ape into a Bluey character. I basically took reference from Googling Bluey monkey. Apparently there's some kind of reference I found on there from some kind of show from the show. And then I also did some drawings of Caesar and Koba earlier this year as Bluey characters and used that as reference as well. So here's the finished product here of Proximus Caesar, the 6th best villain of the year so far as a Bluey character. We are now in the number 5 spot, and we're going to be seeing somebody from a show, and specifically a show that I know a lot of people did not enjoy, and that is Chimere from The Acolyte. Say what you want about The Acolyte. I personally loved it. I know a lot of people didn't. I'm still very upset we're not getting a season 2, but you can't say that Chimere was not an awesome Sith villain in this show. His action scenes in this show was incredible. All the lightsaber duels, his helmet, his lightsabers, just his overall look was all so incredible. And he was easily one of the bright spots of the show. So he deserves to be in this conversation, absolutely. So for the drawing, I wanted to go with basically making his helmet in some capacity. He'll be holding it off to the side. And then, for the ears of the Bluey character, it's just going to be his long flowing hair. And then here's the finished product here of Chimere, the 5th best villain of the year so far as a Bluey character. On to the number 4 spot, and at number 4, I have Fade from Dune Part 2. This is just another example of the character simply not being in the film enough, or else he would have easily been higher. Because Austin Butler's performance was phenomenal. Every single time he was on screen, he had a presence to him. He had some great action scenes, and that whole Black Sun Coliseum fight scene is one of my favorite scenes probably in all of film. It was so awesome, so gorgeous. So we needed to be in this conversation. And then for the drawing, just went with the basic Bluey character. I wanted to keep him in black and white, basically kind of fitting with, like I just said, the Black Sun scene that I love so much. So he's mainly black and white. He's gonna have like white fur to him. And then I want to give him some fun kind of floppy ears, just because why not, make him look a little bit less intimidating. So here's the finished product of Fade from Dune Part 2 as a Bluey character. 4th best villain of the year so far. We are now into the top 3, and at number 3, I have someone that I bet you're not really expecting to see in this list, and that is Tashi Duncan from Challengers. Now, you may not be expecting to see her in this. You may not even consider her to really be a villain, but I even just looked up the definition of a villain to make sure that I'm not over-exaggerating when I say that she's the villain of the film. The definition of a villain are characters whose evil motives are relevant to the plot. And she is the person who drives this plot of this film because of her evil actions, because of her manipulative actions, stuff like that. And that makes her the villain of that film, in my opinion. So I had to include her in this list. And I wanted to take the iconic Challengers poster and try to relate into the Bluey style. So in this finished product, you'll see right here, Tashi Duncan, Zendaya with the sunglasses, and you'll even see in the sunglasses little versions of Art and Patrick in the sunglasses as Bluey characters. Tashi Duncan, 3rd best villain of the year so far. We are now in the top two, and the second best villain of the year, in my opinion, was Chris Hemsworth as Dementus in Furiosa: Mad Max Saga. Chris Hemsworth absolutely blew me away in this villain role. I said it in a previous video how much I loved his performance. It's one of my favorite performances of Chris Hemsworth's career. It was so awesome. He was a great, yin and yang to Anya Taylor-Joy, and I specifically really loved him in the first half of the movie, his younger version, especially the look of him after that red like smoke bomb went off and that all went over his beard and all over his cape. His whole look was just so awesome. He was such a great villain. And then even the open ending, not really knowing how Furiosa ended up killing him at the end, was also very great. So for the drawing, I wanted to go in with the look that I just said, where he's got all the red all over him. You have the red cape and then have the red all over his beard as well. He's going to be mainly red in this. And I love the way of his mustache and his beard kind of having 2 points at the bottom. Overall, Chris Hemsworth's look was awesome in this. So here's the finished product here of Chris Hemsworth as Dementus as a BLUEY character. And we are now at the number 1 spot. And I think it's pretty clear that the best villain of 2024 was Homelander from The Boys. Anthony Starr never fails to impress whenever he plays Homelander. He had, again, another powerhouse season as the iconic villain. He had some great moments, especially episode 4, where he goes back to the place where he grew up and was tortured. The whole sequence of events was just incredible. If that was just a whole episode, it wouldn't have been the best episodes ever in the show. It would have been incredible. I just wish it was just that. But again, Anthony Starr never fails to impress, and he did an incredible job once again with Homelander. Out of all the other villains I had to choose from, he still was the number 1 choice, in my opinion, as the best villain of the year. So for the drawing, just went off of his blonde hair, kind of stuck with that as overall look for him, have some floppy ears out to the side. Then you're going to see part of his suit and part of his cape. And then here's the finished product right here of Homelander as a BLUEY character, the top villain of 2024. In all of media, in my opinion. So there you have it. Here's all the top 6 villains of the year so far in all different forms of media, in my opinion. Had a blast making these. These were so much fun. Let me know what you guys think about this ranking in the comments. What were some of your favorite villains of the year or some of your favorite performances of the year so far? And let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I love making videos like this. I love drawing characters as BLUEY characters. So again, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Letterboxd. Again, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and keep on drawing.